Many people call this the most wonderful time of the year, the time when we're surrounded by the holiday spirit of the bluegrass. Hi, I'm Marvin Bartlett. Each week I go in search of interesting people, places, and things that define the spirit of the bluegrass. There's no shortage of great stories in the final weeks of the year when we all become a little more childlike, taking in the wonders of the season. A lot of people want to make Christmas as real as possible, with live flowers, fresh-cut trees, and sprigs of holly. That's why there are a lot of live animals and nativity scenes. But where are all of those goats, sheep, and camels coming from? I found one place. At Morning Point Senior Living Center, it looks like a zoo. Workers are trying to get a nativity scene in sheep shape. After 3 years of putting together a live scene, the center's enrichment director says fake animals just wouldn't do.
We've got 200 people that's probably showed up as of now, so it's going good.
These animals come from afar, a farm in Pendleton County about an hour north of Lexington. It's a most congenial spot, that Camelot. There are 10 camels at Honey Hill Farm, and they're in high demand right now. But they're just a small part of the population, which becomes quickly evident at feeding time.
It's over 500. We have over 100 goats and they all have names. We have 40 sheep and they all have names. I can tell you each and every one of them's history.
There are also llamas, alpacas, donkeys, cows, turkeys, ducks, and rabbits, and pigs that act like dogs.
Sit. Good boy, good boy.
Sally Powell got into the petting zoo business 26 years ago when she had just one goat, 2 donkeys, and a pony. She would take the animals to schools or festivals a few times a year. Now they sometimes have animals placed at more than a dozen events on the same weekend.
We handle about 5,000 requests for information a year, and we do about 600 events a year, and this year there's been a huge spike in December events.
Sometimes the animals will work a long engagement, such as the petting zoo at Kings Island's Winterfest, or they may work just a couple of hours, like at this nativity scene. The creatures are more than hired help. They're professionals who know how to act around people.
When they're born, they start going out on events and getting that interaction, and that's the best thing for them. They like people, and they know that that's where their meal's coming from.
I still get such a kick out of watching the kids interact with them, even after all these years. I'm never tired of it.
Like all jobs, there comes a day when it's time to go out to pasture.
None of our animals are for sale. We have retired goats, retired sheep, retired cows, retired horses. You know, we have 175 acres, so therefore, when they're ready to retire, they have a home here the rest of their lives.
Not a bad life. These animals help bring joy to the world and make the bluegrass look a lot like Bethlehem. You may also see live animals if you visit Southern Lights here at the Kentucky Horse Park. Each year, tens of thousands of people drive through a 3-mile route to see magnificent displays. A Lexington couple also has amazing displays at their home, and they want to make sure the true meaning of Christmas shines through, even though the designer has never seen his handiwork. Ryan Jones loves Christmas.
I have to stay limber to get in and out of here.
He was up on the rooftop in mid-November, fearlessly stringing lights for his annual display. He'll hang 10,000 of them.
I also make all my own, most of my own extension cords.
Oh, did I mention he won't get to see the finished product? He's legally blind.
I have what's called light perception, so I can see light in dark areas, I can see flashes of light, I can see shadows in some circumstances, but I can't see much more than that.
3 completely off.
He works all year programming a light show on his computer matched to music. He can't see the screen, but the software reads to him.
Torch white completely off.
He describes it as 25 channels of lights on a grid, and he has to control what each channel does each second, a process that takes months.
I prefer to do everything exactly from scratch.
Ryan keeps strings of lights near his keyboard, and if he darkens the room and gets real close, he can see if they're blinking when he wants them to. His wife, Kayla, is his eyes.
She knows what I want, and so she'll help me make sure that it gets there if I do miss something.
It's an example of patience and perseverance with lights going up and coming down several times before Ryan gets it just right.
We're going to have lights all the way across this gutter, and then the star is going to be right about in this area, right in between these two windows.
Welcome to the 2016 Jones Family Christmas Light and Music Show.
At last, in the first week of December, it's showtime. Everything comes together in a half-hour show featuring 7 songs and narration from the Bible, which can be tuned in on a car radio. Ryan and Kayla love it when cars slow down or stop to watch.
I really hope people take away the true message of Christmas. That's Jesus' birthday. And I really want people to take away that if you have any sort of disability or any sort of perceived limitation, that you can do absolutely anything that you set your mind to.
Truth is, I do wish that I could actually see the whole thing together. I have a picture in my mind of what I think it looks like, but it would be pretty neat to actually see the whole thing together.
Ryan Jones may not be able to see, but those who drive by his house in December know he certainly has a lot of vision. That home is on Abington Hill Drive in Lexington. The show runs until 8 p.m. every night in December. When we come back, we'll meet some more people who love decorations and can help you make some that are one of a kind. Welcome back. People who love Christmas may fill their homes with trees, snowmen, elves, or nativity scenes. Most of our decorations are mass-produced. But if you want a signature piece that is one of a kind, you can find it at a small shop in Berea. Time stands still at one shop in Berea's Artisan Village, where it's Christmas 12 months of the year. In a back room at Honeysuckle Vines, you'll find Santa's little helper.
I'm a Santa maker. I work in polymer clay and sculpt all the Santa's faces and feet and hands and make the clothes and clean up the mess.
The shop is called Images of Santa Claus. The sculptor is Lindy Evans. Her Santas come in all shapes and sizes and represent different countries and cultures. No two are alike. Lindy says she has no idea how many Santas she's made over the past 25 years, but some of the first ones are still here in the shop from the early 90s, making this somewhat of a museum of how far she's come.
There's a lot of trial and error, a lot of mistakes, a lot of things in the garbage can.
But you can see how Lindy quickly learned to give her Santas twinkling eyes and laugh lines, and the wisdom that comes with age, how tiny touches can bring out a huge personality.
And you start to get more of a smiling eye than just, the blank stare.
Now Lindy teaches workshops helping others make Santas that will become family heirlooms.
I want you to cut 2 half-inch slices.
It's really fun, and there's really no way to mess it up. I think the little things you do gives it a different character.
If indeed a student thinks their Santa looks more naughty than nice, Lindy always has a tool or technique to help them save face.
I've never had anyone leave me their Santa.
There really is Christmas magic in this craft room as students are amazed at how clumps of clay become Kris Kringle.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had my aha moment just a few minutes ago when my lips went on.
Lindy gets so busy this time of year that it would be easy to lose the Christmas spirit. But she found a way to chase away the bah humbug feelings.
So I decided I would do something with that, so I ended up adding a Scrooge to my line. I thought, I'll put all this in his head, and then I can be rid of my Scrooginess because I'm so tired.
No matter how long it takes to scrape and shape, Santa always comes. And the finished products bring comfort and joy.
I guess I just keep teaching it because it makes my students happy, which means in turn it makes me happy.
Lindy Evans is not offering Santa classes right now, but she's already taking reservations for next year. Those Santas are not just decorations, they're works of art. So are the ornaments you can make at a studio in Louisville. Craftsmen at Highland Glass in Louisville turn globs of goo into orbs of art.
And stop.
With a few twists and turns with the right tools and a whole lot of heat, they make magic.
And voila. Well, it's pretty much all I've done as an adult, as far as like making a living, one way or the other.
It's fascinating to see, but if you come here, you don't have to just watch.
Oh, don't go far though.
Every Saturday, Casey Highland lets visitors try their hand at making something out of glass. This time of year, it's Christmas ornaments.
And one last time. And stop. Perfect. It's both captivating and endearing for people to be like, oh, we can make things, and we can make beautiful things, you know, and they can make their own thing. And that's what's pretty cool about it.
Visitors see the science of turning sand into liquid, feel the 2,000-degree heat coming from the forge.
Can I get some air, please?
And
Excellent.
provide the air as Casey shapes the molten glass into a piece of art. The whole process only takes about 15 minutes, but participants say it's a memory that will last a lifetime. Many of these homemade ornaments will be used on Christmas trees for decades.
But let's check it out.
These best friends made an ornament in memory of another friend who died in the past year.
It's not just an ornament that I bought at a big box store that I'll put on the tree. It's like, I made that ornament, and I made that for my friend Danielle.
The ornaments are like snowflakes. No two are exactly alike.
We kind of gave this as a gift to each other just so we could do an experience together rather than buy something that we don't really need.
People always ask me, what's the favorite thing to make? And my stock answer is the next thing.
Highland Glass will see a steady stream of visitors this December. It's both an art gallery and a classroom, a place where you can play with fire and make something pretty cool.
How about that? Thank you. You did it.
If you'd like to make an ornament, you do need a reservation. You can get more information by searching Highland Glass on the internet. When we come back, toy trains. See displays that run circles around all others. Sitting here at Santa's cabin makes me think of all those toys he delivers. Classics such as Barbie dolls, teddy bears, and red wagons have stood the test of time. And there's nothing more iconic than a toy train. One Kentucky company has taken train displays to a whole new level. The most popular things in the children's garden at the Arboretum in Lexington are the garden trains. Crowds gather as Thomas and friends roll through tunnels and across trestles. Those trains get a rest when winter comes, but the people behind the display get busier than ever.
We prepare all year and then pack everything up and make our way around the country to show off this beautiful work.
About a dozen people work year-round at Applied Imagination, a small company in Campbell County with a big reputation. The miniature buildings and train tracks constructed here go on display at museums and conservatories across the country. Millions of people see their work in places such as New York, Chicago, and Las Vegas. Yes, these folks get to play with trains every day.
We do that, but it's a lot of hard work too, and a lot of people help out to make it happen.
The staff here is made up of engineers, architects, and artists who recreate iconic buildings in a miniature scale. The company's claim to fame is that none of the structures are alike or made of plastic. Some of them take hundreds of hours to make, using natural materials found in the surrounding woods and fields, as well as harvested around the world.
All of these bins are filled with different types of fungus, acorn caps, more varieties of pine cones than you've probably ever seen in your life.
Where others see compost, they see creations.
We want to make them architecturally correct, but it's to look as if they were grown that way by nature.
The company was founded in 1992 by Paul Bussey, a landscape architect who has loved trains all his life. He started building garden layouts when the first outdoor train sets were produced in the 80s, and soon he had all the work he could handle. Parkinson's disease led him to hand the day-to-day business over to his daughter a couple of years ago. She loves trains almost as much as he does.
I have so many memories growing up of my dad overtaking our whole house and putting model train layouts throughout the kitchen and the living room. So yes, it all holds a really special place in my heart.
It really is magical the way a display can be installed in less than a day. Watch as Cincinnati's Crone Conservatory is turned into a miniature holiday wonderland. These displays are meant to surround you, to force you to look high, low, and closely to take it all in.
Oh, it's great, yeah, to have a job where you get to just go out there and make people happy and see the kids running around chasing the trains and stuff. There's nothing better than that.
It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness. She just wants to run after it.
Proof big things come in small packages, and the biggest thing these trains deliver is joy, right on schedule from a Kentucky workshop. One of the company's biggest displays is at the New York Botanical Garden. It features 200 structures positioned around a half mile of train tracks. When we come back, we'll catch up with two of the most familiar faces of the season, the man in red and a creature who's green. This is a time for reliving traditions, and one family has a tradition that beats any you've ever seen. For more than 4 decades, they've been the reason many people in Harlan County believe in Santa Claus. From 2017, here's my encounter with Mountain Santa. This storage building sits on Santa Lane in Wallens Creek, Kentucky. And inside, it's stuffed with presents handled with care by oversized elves. The wrapped toys are going into dozens of trucks and vans to make a Christmas week run into some of the state's poorest communities where coal mining jobs have disappeared. These volunteers know children will flock to the trucks because it's been happening every Christmas since 1975.
One present starting out, unless the Lord moves on you to give them more. Okay? You'll know it.
That's April Galloway. Her dad started this mission 3 years before she was born. She's never known Christmas without this convoy of joy.
It's in our DNA.
Lord, we ask you to touch his body today.
But this year, there's some sadness, too.
It's humbling to know that he's loved this much. That you are willing to come out and do this. And I can't take it enough because he'd be here if he could.
Mike Howard, the man known as Mountain Santa, was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer 8 months ago, and his treatments have stolen all his energy. One can only imagine how difficult it was for him to miss this year's trips into the Hollows, where he's the only Santa some children have ever seen. But his son Jordan put on the Santa suit to lead one caravan, and family friend Jason Saylor played St. Nick for another run.
Merry Christmas!
Neither pretends to fill Mike's boots.
It's sad, you know, that Brother Mike ain't here, but we miss him. You know, we wished it was him out here, brother.
A police siren notifies the mountain people when Santa has arrived.
God bless you all.
And the trucks go slowly past each house and shed where a child could be living.
Come on.
Adults get goodie bags. Kids get toys.
9, 6, 3, and 1.
Donated by church and civic groups from all over the state and out of state, too. Santa's sleigh has nothing on this operation. By the time Mountain Santa's finished, he'll have taken 100 truckloads of toys into these mountains over 3 days.
On Christmas Eve, it takes us 12 hours to give it out. And when we come home, we're empty. Yep. We go till we give out.
It makes a huge difference to me, but it makes an even bigger difference to my kids. You know what I mean? Because without this, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm going to be able to give them on Christmas morning.
There you go. You're welcome.
All along, these volunteers have seen this as more than a toy drive. It's a ministry, and sometimes the only thing people ask for is prayer.
Just come down and love on him, dear Lord.
If you ever doubted Santa is real, come here. You'll feel his presence even when he's out of sight.
I've always said that if there were more people like him, this world would be something to see.
Mountain Santa has become a legend, and a lot of people are determined to continue his work, no matter what the future holds. Sadly, not long after that report aired, Mike Howard lost his battle with cancer. But the tradition didn't die. This year, once again, truckloads of toys will be delivered by his children, grandchildren, and friends. They know he would have wanted it that way. I'd like to end on a happy note by checking in on another well-known character. This one is brought to life by a teacher who works himself silly, spreading the holiday spirit of the bluegrass. A classroom at McNabb Middle School seemed chaotic on the last day before Christmas break.
Audrey, get him, Audrey!
Students were dancing and singing. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. They clearly needed someone to get them in line.
Mark, yep, you're left, you're left.
The Grinch came not to steal Christmas, but to take over the homeroom of drama teacher Adam Allison.
Okay, it's perfect.
This is just a different element and a different way that I express myself and allow the kids to enjoy this character that I try my hardest to bring to life.
Oh, he brings it to life all right. Making mischief throughout the school, whether it's stealing food in the teacher's lounge, or interrupting classes, or jumping out to scare children. Mr. Allison learned how to make the transformation to the Grinch while working for 10 years in Los Angeles in the entertainment industry among the who's who. It takes 6 hours to get into makeup. It's a lot of work taking on this role. That's why most people wouldn't touch it with a 39.5-foot pole. The teacher hopes there's a lesson in the madness.
One of the most important things is being yourself and being able to express yourself.
The first day of school, he jumped on a table.
His students say they never know what to expect.
You'll be in class and you'll expect it to be a normal day, and then he comes in with this big Grinch outfit, and you feel really happy because it just makes you feel like you're in a whole nother world.
I will continue to do it until these whole Grinchy legs just flop down and I can no longer carry it anymore because I'm 423 years old.
Merry Christmas, I appreciate you.
By the end of the final period, this Grinch had mellowed quite a bit.
Wonderful.
Perhaps his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
It's all about caring for one another. It's about giving, not receiving.
Their regular teacher will return after the break. But the students will not soon forget their holiday send-off.
Yeah! Merry Christmas!
This year, the Mount Sterling Grinch is being responsible for a change and will stay socially distanced. But you can bet he'll have more shenanigans once he gets back into classrooms. I hope you've enjoyed this look at some of the ways Kentuckians celebrate this season of joy. We leave you now with a look at the Southern Lights here at the Kentucky Horse Park. Until next time, I'm Marvin Bartlett with the holiday spirit of the bluegrass.